Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to pull some cards and share some guidance for this week ahead. That's this week starting Monday the 1st of November through to Sunday the 7th of November. So welcome. I'm coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Monday the 1st of November here, and it's exactly 12:11 p.m. So welcome. While you're coming in, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. If you're new to watching, welcome. What I'm going to be doing is using my combined Speed of Light Oracle cards with my Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. We've got 110 cards here to play with. They like forming these bunches. The cards seem to gravitate to ones that they match in this deck since I got the new Speed of Light Oracle cards, which is interesting. But anyway, I'll be using this deck to lay out some cards for us all for this week. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. So you will know what you need to hear because it will make sense to you. It will resonate. It will seem like I'm speaking directly to you. And the things that don't resonate, just let them go. So let's see how we go. So while I'm shuffling and preparing to pull some cards, last week's theme was the focus card, to avoid naysayers, we could say, and to hold our ground, hold our position. And also a strong element of growth around last week. So, I trust you had a good week. Now we start a fresh new week, new month. So, I'm shuffling the cards. I'm asking the cards to reveal to us the best cards that we need for this week ahead. The 1st of November through to the 7th of November 2021. So, the best cards are these. So I'm laying them face down here in front of me. It's my grandmother's 97th birthday today, so one of my sisters and I have just been to visit her and share some ice cream. She's obsessed with ice cream. And if you don't like this sort of stuff, maybe just turn it off because, you know, it's not necessary to be negative here. So go and do something that you love if you're still here and you don't like it. It's okay. Okay, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 of them are Animal Kingdom and 7 of them are Speed of Light. So intensity. Let's turn these over and see what we've got here. All right. Okay, no featured cards. We're going to start the week. Monday, heightened sensitivity, which is very, very true. Considering I slept for about 1 hour last night, and it was a very, very interesting day yesterday and this morning. But Jellyfish card 55, it says vulnerable, flow, sensitive, and protection. So this highlights a sensitivity as we start the week, and some of us may feel a bit sensitive. We may also feel agitated because that energy seems to be strong early this week, and we may feel exhausted. We may have bursts of energy too where we just kind of burst into things and then we're exhausted and we rest for a bit. So it seems to be this surge of energy that's taking place, and definitely an agitation around. But this card is highlighting a sensitivity especially. So we're being encouraged to go with the flow and to affirm our protection and be really gentle with ourselves as we move forward. So especially if we're feeling sensitive, agitated, on edge, and there's a fierce energy that's sort of piercing in. So as that energy moves on, because it feels like it may have come in with this solar flare, but it doesn't matter how, or, you know, I'm not going to use excuses or reasons why I feel a certain way or why the energy might be a certain way, but it does seem to have come in like in this flary, with this flary energy, and it will probably move out fairly quickly too. So as we move into Tuesday, which is the 2nd of November, we have the Bear, and the Bear is card 43, and it reminds us to move out of the rut. So if you've been feeling ruttish, if you've been feeling like you've been in a rut lately and stuck and stagnant, then there seems to be this potential on Tuesday for us to move some energy, to get moving out of the cave that we've been hiding in. Sometimes we retreat in our cave for healing, to reassess our life, to repair, and just because we need some privacy. And that's okay. As long as we don't sort of hang around in there permanently. That would be the thing that would then become a rut, or a sort of stagnant and stuck space that we become, or that we enter into. So if you've been feeling stuck or stagnant or in a rut, then this is especially important for you on Tuesday, is motivation to move out of the cave, move out of your hiding place and see what you need to bring out into the world, or out into your relationships, out into your workplace, your home, this sort of thing. So how can you move out of the rut on Tuesday? Now, this is interesting because this card has not come up for ages, and it came up last week, and it's been popping up in readings this week, in this last week, which is card 25, Pause. So this comes up especially for Wednesday, and it says hold, time, transition, suspension, and limbo. So we continue to be in this limbo, hovering limbo space, a lot of us at the moment. And this is going to still be present, most likely Monday and Tuesday and into Wednesday. So this shows that there is this transitional period. We might feel that we're in a holding pattern with some areas or some part of our life that's sort of frozen or on pause right now. And things will start to move on that hopefully soon. But this is a temporary position as well, a temporary limbo state or a pause state that we might find ourselves. So sometimes it helps to remind ourselves that this is a temporary state, so let's just travel through it as best as we can. Also for Wednesday, we have the Lamb, card 36, which also came up last week. And this brings spring, playful, youthful energy. It says to embrace your youthful side. So spring is in the air, and there is this sense of new beginnings, of births and celebrations and playfulness that seems to be present too on Wednesday, which is interesting because we have sort of this pause, kind of something on hold, but then also this playful. So we're being encouraged to, not be too pulled down by the waiting or pulled down by the pause or the limbo, but see what we can do with this energy and maybe turn that time that we've now got available into something playful, or getting something done that is fun for us. Okay, so then we move into Thursday. Thursday the 4th of November, and we have Delegate, card 28, and Delegate says to ask, plan, organise and assistance. So this is basically about considering the pressure that we feel like we're under, especially on Thursday, but at the moment. So if you feel like you're under pressure or under stress, what can you do to potentially lighten that load, especially on Thursday? Often it's pressure we end up putting on ourselves, which is a bit crazy when I think about it. When I think about the pressure I sometimes put on myself, and then when I'm not feeling it and I think back and go, why on earth would I do that? So certain things that we, that we want, or certain ways that we want to go about things, can create a pressure that we put on ourselves. So if you've been doing that, it'd be really worth considering, especially around Thursday, and how we can lighten that load, that pressure that we might feel that we're under. If we feel like we've got the weight of the world on our shoulders, how can we lighten that load somehow? What do we need to do? Sometimes it means detaching from things. Sometimes it means getting organised or shifting our routine, our schedule a little bit. What is really important here is to nip this in the bud, I suppose, before it turns into overwhelm. And then we need to take a break, usually when overwhelm kicks in. So this is sort of before overwhelm kicks in, when we're noticing that we're feeling like we're under pressure. So can you ask for help? Is there a simple, doable plan that you can create, especially on Thursday, that's just a simple plan with just the things that you need to get done, so that you can mark those off your list and feel like you've accomplished something, rather than sort of hovering around, procrastinating or what have you. And sometimes we do need to ask for help, and sometimes people offer us help and we push it away for some weird reason. When we need the help the most, we tend to push it away. So this is something for us also perhaps to think about, especially around midweek, is who is stepping up and offering us help, and where are we pushing it away? You know, sometimes if I've got a lot of stuff that I'm doing, and Corey might say, how can I help? And I say, no, I'm fine, I can do this. And then I stop and think, hold on, well, I'm feeling pressured, I've got too much on, so actually, yes, thank you, I could do with some help in this area. So I think sometimes we just need to be careful that we're not pushing assistance away unintentionally. Okay, so then Friday, so we've got Friday the 5th of November, and we have card 34 called Healed. And it says golden light, wounds, blocks, and dissolve. So this is our physical healing card. So this is highlighting for some of us, especially Friday, that our body may require some healing, some downtime, some repair time, this sort of thing, to help replenish or heal our body for whatever our body needs. So looking after our body seems to be very important for Friday. And then we move into the weekend. We have this card we have not seen for a long time. It's card 20, Rosemary. And the Rosemary card says, beautiful. Oh, it doesn't actually. What am I saying? I just made that up. I really thought it said that. It says beauty. And I've just added beautiful. But anyway, beauty. Beauty, self-love, kindness, and balance. So this is about reconnecting with ourselves. And this comes off the back of this physical healing card that some of us may require, especially later in the week. So that sort of overflows, it feels, into this card's impact, which is about, it's sort of a withdrawal energy. It's about looking inside. It's about meditating, connecting, and reconnecting with our heart, reconnecting with our body, reconnecting with our ability to care and look after ourselves. So some of us may find this really important Friday and into the weekend, looking after our body, our self-care, and tending to the needs that our body has and reconnecting with that. Reconnecting with it, our body. So then we have this card again, which has been popping up too fairly often lately, and it's card 15, projection. This is also for the weekend, and it says vision, focus, concentration, and chaos. So this is like holding within the eye of the storm, when it feels like there's a storm or drama or challenges or all this stuff that's whirlwinding or storming up around us, and we're feeling pulled and dragged into this. This card's very much about staying focused and holding center during those stormy times of our life. There is also an element of this card that's about our vision for our future. What is our vision? What are we focusing on? What are our goals moving forward? And some of us may be contemplating that this week and really thinking about, what do we need to focus on to get things done, or to get goals happening, or to get what we've been talking about over and over again to get it happening. You know, if we've been complaining about something, like I remember complaining when I was renting after my marriage ended years ago, and then I moved into a rental, and then after a year or two I was complaining. It was a pain to getting inspections and paying rent to someone and dealing with landlords and all this sort of stuff, and I remember complaining a lot about it. And then I caught myself complaining. It's like, why am I complaining and not doing anything? So I thought, right, I've got to get out of this rental. So I started from that moment putting a little bit of money aside for a few years. It took me a few years there to put money aside to put a deposit down on a house. So that's just an example. We can complain about things for years and not realise that we're actually holding ourselves in that situation in a lot of cases. So if you catch yourself complaining about something, maybe think about, especially around the weekend, might be favourable to think about a potential solution. How can you start turning things around in a situation that's been difficult or that you've been complaining a lot about? So focusing on this sort of thing feels to be very favourable over the weekend, and especially to help us avoid distractions from external things or from dramas and things that are trying to pull our attention or pull us off balance. And then a really nice card actually for Sunday. Now I've got to this. It's for Sunday the 7th of November, and it's card 5, called Sacred Haven. And it says, gratitude, connect, reflect, and stand still. So this is about counting our blessings. It's about really considering and practicing or applying what we're really grateful for. So instead of being in complaining mode, we may find that we turn in the weekend to focus on the things that we're grateful for, the things that we really appreciate about our life. And not the things that we should appreciate, but the things that we really feel are grateful for. And if it's difficult to think of anything because you might be in a low space, then maybe strip it back and think, wow, I feel so lucky that I've got a roof over my head. Hopefully we've got food on the table. That's something to be grateful for. Hopefully you've got a vehicle to drive. That's something to be grateful for. Hopefully you've got a nice bed to sleep in. That's certainly something to appreciate. So you can strip it back to the very basic things. You know, I woke up today, I'm grateful for that. And strip it back to the things that you really feel grateful for, and then let that momentum build into other things that you're starting to notice that are good for you, that are things that you can appreciate about your life right now. How far you've come, what you've been through, what you've overcome, what you've achieved, what you've personally succeeded and achieved with. These are all really important things to stop and be grateful for sometimes, and it feels like Sunday is going to be a great day to connect with these things and really strengthen our connections to the things that are working for us. So that's especially for Sunday, but we could also say later in the weekend. So there are all the cards for this week. So quite a lot of things potentially happening, and it feels very personal things at the moment, even though outer things may kind of happen and sort of trigger us in different situations. It feels like a lot of inner stuff going on, a lot of moving out of the rut, a lot of sensitivity early in the week. That pause, limbo energy is very unsettling, taking pressure off ourselves, helping our body, supporting our body, thinking about our self-care and focusing. What is our vision for our future? What do we want to see? How do we want our life to be? What is not working right now that we have the power to potentially do something about? It may not be immediately, like I couldn't immediately have a deposit for a house and move in that next day. I had to divert my attention from complaining about something I wasn't really happy with, diverting my attention to my goal. And my goal at the time was saving, scrimping and saving. And that's what I did. And now I have my own house that we've been in now for 7 years. So, you know, that dream happened because I chose to stop complaining and divert my attention to something more productive and supportive and helpful for me and my family. So if I hadn't have caught myself, I could still be complaining and still be renting, 10, 12 years later. So, I think sometimes we need to sort of notice where our attention's going, and is this a healthy way to be talking or thinking or living? And if not, what can we do to turn things around for ourselves? Because it is up to us. So I'm getting ready now to pull a theme card for the week. So before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. And if you would love to connect more privately, please send us a message through our website. So I have a few things coming up. On Saturday, the 6th of November, is my next online art class, which happens every month. And our focus is reality versus perception. So we're going to be looking deeply at how we perceive things and how our perceptions create our reality. And how we might be able to shift our perspective, just like I shift my perspective from complaining about renting, and that was my reality. It was just the way it was, but I wasn't helping matters by complaining about it. And instead I shifted my perspective, got a new goal, diverted my attention, and created a new reality for myself. So this is the sort of thing we're going to be exploring. We're in a conversation and through artwork on Saturday. So hopefully you can join me for that. You can register and learn more on my website at templeofbalance.com.au. Also, next Wednesday, the 11th of November, is my next 12-hour healing event, and our focus is on the theme Rise Up. So I'll spend 12 hours straight just focused on this healing event, and I'll be sharing lots and lots of videos. These will be private for those that register. And there will be 5 days of videos before that I'll share with you here on Facebook and YouTube, preparing us for that 11/11 healing event, the 12-hour healing event. So if you'd love to join in with me with that, then please have a look on my website too. So let's look now for the theme card, the best card for the theme, which will help us see the bigger picture for this week ahead. So the bigger picture for this week, the 1st of November through to the 7th of November, is this Speed of Light Oracle card. Oh, well, this is nice. This is so nice to have for our theme. It's card 22, the Lotus Heart. The Lotus Heart. We haven't seen this for quite some time, this card, so it feels very appropriate and really uplifting to come up for our theme. So this is lightening the load of everything that I've talked about. It feels like this has all just been lightened now, which is a really nice feeling. So down here it says Om Mantra, meditate, reconnect, and peace. So this is about getting back to basics, simplifying things that have become too complicated, looking for a solution for things that have become too problematic, this sort of thing. It's about reconnecting with our heart and that peaceful place in our heart, that peaceful eye within the storm within our heart that is accessible. It's like a comfortable chair that we may imagine that we drop into in our heart. That place where we feel peaceful, where we feel content, where we feel stable and secure. And this energy is coming around strongly for our theme. So reconnecting with our hearts, reconnecting with what is truly important to us, and simplifying things feels to be important. This will be a great week to increase our meditation practice, if that's what you do, and to increase our connection with our heart. So there's something very organic and very grounding about this energy too. It kind of softens everything that I've talked about. So if the energy feels harsh for you, maybe step outside if you can. Step out into nature. Step into connecting with the flowers if that's something that you resonate with, or with the earth itself, or with your heart in meditation. So it sounds and feels beautiful and beautifully organic, and I love that word here. It feels very organic. So thank you so much for connecting. Have a fantastic week ahead. Happy birthday. Happy anniversary if you're celebrating. And I will definitely be in throughout the week. I will be in on Saturday. Well, I'll be sharing in the art class. But I'll also start our 5-day videos of support leading up to 11/11. So keep an eye out for that and any other video I may be inspired to do as time allows. So thank you so much. If you want to learn more about my cards, please visit my website, Speed of Light, and the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards. Thanks, guys. Have a great week, and I will see you next time I see you. Much love. Namaste.